Tia Fireball, hey, how are you? Victor Falls. Well, you knew I was coming back on? I didn't, but it's just the way I am, man. I'm nuts when it comes to this shit. If I know there's a chance to make some money or something, I gotta take it. I would have loved to have just gone to bed tonight. I'm fucking exhausted. And me and my beautiful, lovely wife, Shanna, just watched Anaconda. I don't know if you guys saw that. Not the original, the new one with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Oh my God, that shit was so fucking funny, man. You guys got to see the new Anaconda. Are you, T? I hear you. I'm ready to crash for the night, but I got to get one of these in. It's important. Even though I notice people don't really donate and shit, you don't really make money at night. But although I never come on this late, I'm always on 10:15, 10:30, 10:45 at the latest. I'm curious to see if we get a huge crowd like we have been, because I'd love to break 100,000 views on one video. Would have been extremely unpopular. What do you mean? These what do you mean? The live streams or what? Oh, extremely popular. I can't fucking read, Victor. My bad, bro. Michael Wolff is fucked. No, he's not. No, he's not. He didn't write anything out of his off opinion. Trump just tries to sue everybody. But he can't sue Michael Wolff because there's going to be depositions. And even if he does, it'll be like the Wall Street Journal thing. They'll just put it off because he can't do the deposition. He'll be fucked because of those files. Oh, yeah, they have. They have. I'm loving it, too. I'm loving it. He says that Epstein and Michael Wolff were plotting against him. No, they weren't. Fucking Michael Wolff is an author. And he interviewed Epstein and he wrote a book. That's it. You can't sue him for that. Can't sue him for that. Of course, it is part of freedom of speech and freedom of press and all that, but Donald Trump doesn't care about any of that shit. Unfortunately for him, judges do. And no judge is going to take a lawsuit like that seriously. Oh, terrified of discovery. Exactly. That's why he never, just like the Wall Street Journal thing. Look what they did. That lawsuit's going nowhere because they put off the discovery phase because Trump knows. If he has to do a discovery or a deposition, anything related to the Epstein files, he's fucking finished. My cock's big. Whatever you say. If Trump was all over the files, why didn't... You know what? Doesn't matter. He's all over the files. There's no if anymore. If Trump was all over the file, he is all over the files. Stupid fuck. And of course, there's reasons Biden didn't release them, but you don't know those reasons. And I got to go through it on every show because of dopes like you. Yeah, I know, Victor. Crazy, right? How quick it happens now. How fast it happens. It's like it used to take 20 minutes to get 100 people. Now it's like in a matter of 2-3 minutes. Troll Slayer, what's up? Good to see you. Epstein was banned from Xbox Live. I heard about that tonight. Yeah, and something else about some, I don't know about those games, guys. I don't play those games, but something about fucking some sort of bonus points or something like that. He was responsible for naming them CP or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Which I would think, is for child, Biden not releasing them don't mean anything. Geez. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The bottom line is that question is out the fucking window because the files have been released and he's all over them. You realize he's mentioned, I heard this earlier, this is true. He's mentioned more in the Epstein files than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible. This is true. You are the dope. Sure I am, John. Sure I am. Okay, fellow Republicans, please know the facts. Biden couldn't release the files because they were under FBI investigation. Thank you, Victor. Yeah. It's bizarre to me that Ghislaine was like an elite Redditor. Wait a minute, she was was she actually? I didn't know about that part. I didn't hear that yet. There's nothing in files about Trump. Yeah, if you just totally ignore all the stuff that's in the files about Trump, then yeah, there's nothing. When the pictures start showing up, denials will cease. I think so. It's fake news. It's not. You morons almost got him, right? I don't know what that means. What do you mean we almost got him? He's in the files, fuckface. What are you saying? Yeah, but you guys didn't call for them once until Trump was president. Well, that's because some of us knew that, they couldn't release them under Biden. Plus, Biden didn't run on it. Okay, this was your thing. Remember, this was the right. That's what's so hilarious about this. It was you guys on the right that were bitching for years and making up your ridiculous conspiracy theories about, cabals of Democrat elites and, all this crazy shit you guys came up with over the years. You wanted to see those files. As soon as you realized it's Trump and the Republicans trying to cover them up, you just basically said, fuck those files. I don't want to see them anymore. You know what I mean? Because you don't care about pedos. You just care about Trump. As Trump said, I knew him, but he was a pedo. I don't think he said that. Well, it is Mike Oxbig. What are you saying? Are you saying this is not true? Are you saying that? What are you saying? That he's not in the files? What is it? Shut up, dude. Okay. Trump was an undercover CIA agent who was trying to expose Epstein. Shut up. Only one person on the files is Trump, really. No, nobody said that. We just said he's all over the files. Where did you hear that? Trump could admit it and they would say he's playing 4D chess. No doubt about it. Yep. Or if they had to admit that it really happened, they would say it was good for the country in some way. Or if Trump did it, it's fine. There's some master plan behind it. 4D chess. Yeah. I don't know a single Dem that said don't release the files. No, me neither. Me neither. Democrats have the audacity to call themselves educated Democrats. Well, what do you mean by that? Democrats have the audacity to call themselves educated Democrats? Well, if they're educated and they're Democrats, wouldn't they be educated Democrats? What kind of comment is that? The real shocker is you guys believing that you're actually intelligent. That's what's shocking. Democrats will eat you alive in any fucking debate, anytime, anywhere. He's mentioned, sure, everyone knows they knew each other. It was never a secret. Chris Roberts, did you see any? I'm curious. When you guys are saying stuff like this, did you see any of the files? Because you do know he's not in there just because he knew Epstein, right? You know that he's in there accused multiple times of raping children, right? I mean, I could read it to you then if you want. I mean, that's exactly what he's accused of in the files, of raping children. I mean, the fuck? Well, you know why they did that, Rickles? I have a theory about that, to keep them, quiet, because victims were going to start coming out once the files were released and telling their stories about Trump and shit. So now it's like, look, everybody knows who you are. You know what'll happen. MAGA, the animals, will start threatening your life and vandalizing your house and trying to kill you if you try to, bust Trump for pedophilia or help expose him. Yeah, he was in Ashley's diary for doing nothing, according to her, showers that were probably not appropriate. And then she said her words were grossly misinterpreted and taken out of context, and that's why nothing has happened. Just because you're a Democrat, Y-O-U-R, doesn't mean they're more educated. Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean they're more educated. Okay. It's a fact. It is a fact that Democratic voters are more educated than Republican voters. That's a fact, guys. Jesus Christ. I should just put up a sign behind me so I don't have to repeat this every show. The least educated states in this country are red states. The most educated states in this country are blue states. That's it. The least educated states voted for Trump in 2024. The most educated voted for Kamala. These are facts. This is not my opinion. No, it's not, stupid. Yeah. You want to see? Because somebody said a fact with a question mark. You're not going to like this. What are the least educated states in America?
The states often considered least educated in America are West Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, and New Mexico. These states tend to have lower graduation rates, fewer college-educated adults, and limited access to quality schools.
Yeah. You see? West Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, New Mexico, Nevada, Kentucky, and Texas. You see? Yeah. When I say it's a fact, it's because it's a fact. Jesus fuck. What are the most educated states in the country?
Massachusetts is often considered the most educated state, with over 46% of residents holding bachelor's degrees. Other top states include Maryland, Vermont, Colorado, Connecticut, and New Jersey, known for their strong education systems.
Yeah. So there's that. And it's not AI, it's worldpopulationreview.com, it's onfocus.news, it's Wallet Hub, it's universitybusiness.com, it's News Nation, it's Fox Business. Look, Fox Business, the most least educated in the country, US states in the country. So yeah. Or US states in 2022, I'm sorry. So yeah. This could you by any chance just check it out on your own? I just showed you. I have to give you a link. What are you, fucking retarded? You can't go find one. So the point is, you guys are the least educated people. You're stupid and you don't realize that. That's why Fox News and the Republicans take advantage of you on a daily basis. You guys have been the poorest, sickest, dumbest people for decades, and you keep voting for Republicans. Yeah. More government funding for education in blue states. Regardless, doesn't change the fact that there's smarter people in those states. Doesn't matter how they're smarter or why they're smarter. They just are. JGB, Australian 799, can see you're exhausted, Chris. Well, JGB, listen, I know some of you regulars, JGB, TFIable, you must be like, Jesus Christ, here he is saying the same fucking things again. I am open to talking about any subject politics related, but every fucking show, it's the same comments, and I'm responding to the same comments. So I have to keep making the same points. I can't say, all right, well, I won't tell them that they're the dumbest people in America. It's important. They need to know, you know? So thank you, JGB. And I am sorry to the regulars who have to hear the same shit over and over, but look at my chat, you know? I know one thing about live streams. If I come on here with a topic and I just talk and I pay no attention to the chat, I'll have 12 people watching. So it's their engagement that keeps them around, you know? So that's why I go through the chat the way I do. So look, and this guy, this comes out of nowhere. Look, he's pissed off that I proved he's stupid. So he said, yup, you were right. Just like Biden was completely lucid and in complete control of his faculties, period, you idiot. You think you should have done you idiot like as a separate sentence by any chance, Mark Tucker? Again, nobody was talking about Biden. We're talking about you guys. You guys. And Biden, by the way, even at his worst, most demented, he is 1,000 times more intelligent and successful than any of you will ever be if you live to be 5,000 years old. So, you know what I mean? And by the way, Trump is no better off than Biden as far as his cognitive state. He's not. He's worse off. Let me see. My aunt, who's a NASA professor, is a Democrat. NASA professor, Democrat. Sounds about right. And my other aunt voted for Trump. Now my aunt that likes Trump doesn't even talk to her sister-in-law over Trump. It blows my mind. Trump comes before all. These people would hand their firstborn fucking children over to Trump if he wanted them to. Even if it was so he could, you know, do Epstein file type of stuff to them. They'd say, hey, fuck it. Fuck my kids. You know, Trump is a god. You're wrong. Am I? What am I wrong about? Don't you love when they do that? You're wrong. Like as if I'm supposed to know what I'm wrong about. What does that mean? What are you saying I'm wrong about? Here we go. Democrats had the files for 4 years. Why did they not produce the evidence? USA would not exist like UK and California. If you can't handle the heat, USA would not exist like UK and California. What? If you can't handle the heat, get out of the fire. Okay, you got that expression wrong. It's get out of the kitchen. I don't even know what the fuck. I mean, Democrats, we're aware. But here's the thing, guys. Trump had him for 4 years before the Democrats. See, this is why every show, you dummies, because you're all stupid, you make that argument. But Biden had him for 4 years. But you forget that Trump was president before him and he had the files too. Do you forget that when the big bust happened with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, Trump was in office for 2 years after that? So what in the fuck are you talking about? How can you say or even ask, why didn't Biden release them without asking, why didn't Trump release them? No, see, that's why exactly none of you see what I mean? You won't say what I'm wrong about because you know I'll prove that I'm right and you're wrong. So that's what you do. You guys come in here and you say you're wrong. And I say, what am I wrong about? And you say stuff like that. Take your pick, dude. You know nothing. Believe me, you know nothing. There's nothing I've said so far that I'm wrong about. Nothing. Another guy with the Dunning-Kruger accusation. Yeah, that's you guys. That's you guys. You think you're a lot smarter than you are. I mean, I've researched this shit for years, man, for years and years and years. I know my shit. That's why I'm doing this, and you're watching. Be specific on what Trump did. In the files, you mean? Everything you said has been low IQ. Yeah. All right. But if any of you debate me tonight, I'll fucking eat you alive. You know I will. Let me listen to me. If I thought I was stupider than a Trump supporter, I'd never show my face on YouTube or anywhere else. I would have taken the bullet train home already, if you know what I mean. Sent yourself bald researching so hard. Sent yourself bald researching so hard. All right. Yeah. Okay, DeJones, in a little while, we'll do it. Only 35 likes is crazy, but it's not, though. How many do you get on your live streams? Oh, you don't do live streams. Yeah, so shut the fuck up. This is 18 minutes into the show, and let me tell you something. People treat the like button like it costs them fucking money. I don't know what it is. But if you haven't seen, the majority of you in the chat are MAGA. You're not going to hit the like button, fuckface. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you expect me to have tons of likes when my audience is a bunch of people who hate everything I have to say? You're so fucking stupid. You know nothing about YouTube, live streaming, nothing, and you just say shit like you're educated. Whole audience is because of Trump. No, not the whole. Well, I mean, technically, the subject is Trump. I have no education. I never even went to school, not even kindergarten, none. I'm just kidding. I graduated from Princeton. No, I'm just kidding. I made it to 3rd grade. Just fucking with you. What does it matter? I'm smarter than you are. What does it matter? First off, fuckface, there's all kinds of other people on Epstein list, and you're not going after them, are you? You're only focused on Trump because you don't like Trump. You're on a computer. Well, thanks for pointing that out. I knew I was on a computer. Donald Trump is the president of the United States, the leader of the free world. So do you see any reason why maybe he might be the most important person? I mean, the whole fucking world wants to know mainly about Trump and the Epstein files because he's the leader of the free world, you jackass. So let me just ask you, who else is in the Epstein files? Go ahead, tell me. I'll wait. No, you guys graduated from Trump University. That's the problem. 90 likes now. Oh, beautiful. Guys, keep hitting the like button. Piss off MAGA. Do me the favor. Activision CEO. Okay, so he's important. Well, anybody who's in there should go to fucking jail if they did something wrong or die or anything. I don't care. Democrat, Republican, I don't care what their situation is in life. But obviously, Trump is the most important person in the files because he's the most important person in the entire world. Okay, as disgusting as that is, it's true. And if you guys want to hear some of this stuff about Trump, I'll read it to you. The accusations are in the files. I'm not making them up. When I say Trump is all over the Epstein files, I tell you on every show. He's mentioned over 5,000 times, but the majority of those times is just benign shit. It's like his name in articles and them talking about his presidency. In one case, it had something to do with his lawyer. But the 1 or 2% that's serious allegations, that's what matters. 1,052 people, guys, please hit the like. It'll piss MAGA off. It'll make them eat shit. They're in here every day talking about, look, you only got a few likes. That's great. And you guys that say stuff like that, 36 likes is crazy. You talk like you're fucking 14. 36 likes is crazy. Is it? Is it, dummy? Quit lying, shithead. I'm not lying. Best friends, Epstein said. Yeah, he said it himself. They were best friends for 10 years. Yep. Trump grapes, tortures, murders, and eats babies. I don't know about all that, but he definitely grapes them. How does it feel to live in your mother's basement? I couldn't tell you. I've never lived in my mother's basement. I never lived in. You guys are so fucking stupid because you don't realize that, like, in the chat, there's people that have known me for years, and when you say stuff like that, they're laughing at you too because your idea couldn't even be more wrong. Your idea of me, you are so fucking wrong. You have no idea. Bill Clinton is pedophile shitbag. Okay, where's the proof of that? What was he accused of in the Epstein files? I'll wait. The only difference between Trump and Jim Jones is Jim Jones used red Kool-Aid on his maggots. Yeah, that's about it. Your mom has a nice basement? That's awesome. There is no 1 or 2%. Yeah, there is. There is. That was before Epstein was charged in 2008. What does that matter? What does that matter? If you're a pedophile and you are committing your crimes with another individual, but he doesn't get busted until after you've committed all your crimes, that means the crimes don't count anymore. I don't even understand the logic. What does that matter? They were best friends. Yeah, that's when most of this shit was going on in the 90s and early 2000s. So the fuck does that matter? All right, I'm going to read some to you. Guys, do me a favor and hit the like. 1,051 people. I want to get as many likes as possible to shut these MAGA fucktards up. So anything you could do to help would be appreciated. Shane, thank you for the $10, brother. Trump is literally shitting himself over the Epstein files. Of course he is. Yes. Guys, if you wouldn't mind contributing to it anyway, there's a super chat button down there. I could throw my Cash App and stuff in the chat later if you'd like. But any way you could contribute would help. At least, though, hit the like and subscribe, please. All right, let me read to you some of the things. Some of this is very long. I'll start with the first thing. Let me get to it. Hold on. This is just the stuff I found last night. It's a lot of shit, man. A lot of disgusting shit. All right. Here we go. Complaint summary. Redacted. That's a victim's name, obviously. It's been redacted. Reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral, I'm not going to use the whole phrase, on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing. You know what? The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was also abused by Epstein. So that's one thing. Trigger warning. Yeah, I should have said that, actually. My bad, Julie Jules. Let me see. Oh, Bill Gates is on there. Brett Ratner, the guy that made the Melania documentary. That's a record right there. 1,346 people. Guys, please hit the like button as fast as you can. See, so they say he's not in there, and then when you read it to them, they say fake news. Look, fake news. Show it. What do you think? I'm reading it off the top of my head. That specific thing is right here. This was reported on, obviously. Okay. That's that excerpt from the Epstein files. And then there's all this stuff. These documents that, by the way, the DOJ released, the Department of Justice released. There's 4 or 5 pages. And then once the media started talking about it, they took them all down. They deleted them off of the DOJ website. So these are all of this shit you're seeing in yellow. These are all accusations of Donald Trump committing rape and pedo stuff, you know? So wait, what does that say? Hold on. Yeah, accusations that are incredible, dummy. Who says they're not credible? You stupid bitch. Who are you? Who the fuck cares about you? Die. 1,423 people. Please hit the like button. Of course, you're going to say that because you're a cult member. Meanwhile, if these accusations were made about Barack Obama, you would not be looking for no other evidence. You would say 1,000% he's guilty. Hang him. That's what you'd be saying. You know it. But it's your leader, so it's like fake news. Fake news. Sure. I'll read you some more. At age 16, while modeling, Caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, Caller reported she was essayed by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Orrin, lured Caller and her friend upstairs, but they escaped back downstairs. Caller stated Orrin raped her best friend, and a third brother, looks like it says Ty, raped a 14-year-old girl named Katie LNU. Caller named other individuals involved in a big orgy parties with her, other young girls, and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Online complainant reported she was a victim and witness to a sex trafficking ring at Trump Golf Course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, between 1995 and 1996. Complainant reported Ghislaine Maxwell as the madam and broker for sex parties, clients of whom included Epstein, Robin Leach, and Donald Trump. Complainant reported participating in orgies and that some girls went missing, rumored to have been murdered and buried at the facility. Complainant reported being threatened by Trump's then head of security that if she ever talked of what she if she ever talked of what went on there or who she saw, she would end up as fertilizer for the back 9 holes like the other cunts. That's what this says. That's just some of it. There's a fuck ton more. 1,392 people. Guys, please, I'm begging you, hit the like button. Very important. MAGA sucks. Let's show them they suck. Let them know I got some support here, please. I'd appreciate it. And subscribe too, because why not? You know what I mean? I do these shows every day. I fight evil. That's what I do. 1,575 people. Dixie Lee, you see this shit? How great is this? $10 just stopping in to show my support. I've learned many things from this show. That's awesome to hear, Dixie. Dixie is I don't know, currently, I can't speak for her, but I believe she is a Trump supporter. But she's open-minded. Thank you for the $10. I truly appreciate you, Dixie. You're a sweetheart. He buried his wife at the 9th hole. Yeah, he did. Anything they don't want to believe, they will call a lie. Hold on. Anything they don't want to believe, they will call a lie. They are all cowards. They kneel to a pedo. Very true. FBI needs to investigate this guy. He's literally standing up for child rapists. That's odd, isn't it? It's really, I mean, if you notice, I say this all the time, but tell me I'm wrong, guys. They don't see what's in front of them and they don't hear what's being said to them. It's almost like they're brainwashed. And when they see a guy who doesn't agree with Trump, they just make all these assumptions and they say things that are completely false. Like, I'm literally standing up for child rapists. Oh, okay. Yeah. No doubt, bro. Call me. Well, actually, do me a favor. Give me like 15 minutes because I got tons of people. I don't want to lose anybody. Every time I take a call, I lose people. But you're always welcome on here, bro. That's a MMA guy. That's my friend Damien. Let me see. So is the whole Democratic Party, man. Oh, they might be, but let me ask you something. Let's just say the whole Democratic Party are pedos. that makes Trump being a pedo okay? So in other words, like let's just say Biden's a full-blown pedo, because you guys make the argument when we point out Trump's a pedo, you say, what about Biden? What about him? Let's say he's a pedo. Then what? No concern about Trump? Just, he's the current president and leader of the free world. No worries there. Let's worry about the guy that was president over a year ago. And let's completely ignore the fact that the current guy in the White House has been accused of more fucking shit than every fucking Democratic politician in the history of America combined. Bro, do me a favor. Hit me back in like 15 minutes just because I want to keep this big crowd. And they leave when I take calls. Biden and Kamala brainwashed you. No. I'm not brainwashed. I don't care about Biden and Kamala. That's the difference. You guys love Donald Trump. You love him. So let me just leave my friend a message here. Bro, do me a favor. Give me like 15, 20 minutes because I got a huge audience. And anytime I take a call, I lose hundreds of people. But you're always welcome on, bro. All right. Let me see. The piece of shit is lying, defending child rapists. He's standing with Bill Clinton, who fucked raped little girls. It's amazing, Stacey, how incredibly stupid you are. First of all, I'm not standing up for Bill Clinton. If Bill Clinton did something wrong, he can fucking die for all I care. You understand? Although, here's the problem. All the accusations of rape in the Epstein files, as far as presidents go, were made against Trump, not Bill Clinton. So I know you want him to be the pedo. I know you do, Stacey. I know you feel it in your bones. You want it to be true so bad. But as far as we know, it's not. It's not. And again, every Democrat can fucking die for all I care if they're in those files for something nefarious. Absolutely. They leave when they realize you're talking out your ass. Okay. 1,546 people. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. Who's leaving? Where do you get your info from? Years of research, Mike. You're an idiot to think Trump is implicated in this dump. Oh, so in other words, the thing I just read you directly out of the Epstein files that implicates Trump doesn't implicate Trump. Gotcha. All right. And then, the people say, well, it was unfounded. It's just like I use the example on every show. When a cop kills somebody who's unarmed, and then that police department investigates that shooting and finds no wrongdoing. They've investigated themselves and they've done nothing wrong. Okay. That's like when it's Trump's DOJ telling me shit's unfounded or blah, 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 unsubstantiated. It's you saying it. You fucking Todd Blanche is Donald Trump's ex-defense attorney. Fuck out of here. You're an idiot, dude. Meanwhile, he spelled you're wrong. Yeah. I'm an idiot. Accusations are and not credible. How do you know they're not credible? Who are you, Robert? What inside information do you have? No, I know. Thank you, Kelly Erickson. You guys don't have any information that everybody else doesn't have. I mean, you just don't want it to be true, so you deny it. You see how full of shit you guys are? You'll come in here and talk about Clinton being a pedo with no accusations even having been made about him. You'll do the same thing with Biden because of an excerpt in Ashley's diary that she later said was taken out of context and grossly misinterpreted. You'll just say anything. You'll say, I'm a pedo. You'll say whatever you want with no proof whatsoever. But I read you this Trump shit. You get all angry and up in your feelings. Where's the proof? It's unverified. It's bullshit. Fake news. You guys, listen, man. You guys love this dude way too much. I got to tell you something about Donald Trump. I've known about him my whole life. Donald Trump fucking despises you. He hates you. Okay. When I say you, I mean middle class, working class, and poor people. He fucking hates you. All rich people do. Okay. The only thing you're good for to them is cheap labor. Donald Trump is not a flag waving patriot who loves Americans. He loves himself and only himself. He would throw Don Jr. in front of a speeding train for the right price. He doesn't care about anyone. His own wife doesn't even live with him. He doesn't even have real relationships in his life. the greediest piece of dog shit on earth, the most corrupt man to ever occupy the White House, and you jackasses believe that he's looking out for you? Oh my God. Everything he told you was bullshit. Even the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime turned out to be bullshit. Look what it wound up being. You know, it's not even a tax credit, it's a tax deduction. And you can only claim up to 25 grand. And even that, you can only claim the half, not the time and a half. So in other words, you know, that overtime pay, if you get paid, you know, $30 an hour and overtime is $45 an hour, you only get to deduct the $15 an hour. I mean, you guys are lied to by this guy every day. He tells you he's going to lower prescription drug prices by 1,500%. That is mathematically impossible. And you guys believe him. You believe him. Now, look, I want you to see how also when they're being beaten up verbally, they just say random things that have nothing to do with anything. This guy said, where is it? Fill up your basement. Somebody said, fill up your basement with illegals. Why? Who is even talking about illegals? And I would just tell you the same thing, because most of you jerk offs are pro-life, right? So when you say, if you like immigrants so much, why don't you let them move in with you? Well, why don't you start adopting all the babies you insist on women having in this country? You're not going to do that either, right? Okay, so shut the fuck up. No, it's 25,000. It is. I just did my taxes. I've read the files. Epstein hated Trump because he couldn't blackmail him, so he colluded with Michael Wolff to frame him. Wow, that is so not in the files. You're so full of shit. You heard that from Donald Trump, you dipshit. And Donald Trump lies to you every day, all day, 24/7 around the clock. That did not happen. And Epstein didn't hate Donald Trump, guys. According to Epstein's own brother, Donald Trump and Epstein had a conversation in 2017. Trump told him all about the election and all that shit. So they were not enemies. This is all in your fucking imaginations. Unlike you, I've read the files. Trump isn't accused, of being on the island. How are you this dumb? Well, here's the thing, Basketball Jones. I have the same question for you, because if you've listened to this show, never at any given point did I say Trump was on the island. Nothing I read said Trump was on the island. This is the problem with you. You're a dummy. And I think that you somehow believe that unless you were on the island, you did not grape kids with Jeffrey Epstein, when in fact, the accusations in the Epstein files said that they were graped at Trump's home, Mar-a-Lago, said that they were graped at Jeffrey Epstein's New York apartment, said they were graped at Trump Plaza, I believe. None of these at the island. And by the way, other than Elon, we don't really know of anybody that was. It appears Elon went to the island. We don't know, but he was definitely begging Epstein to go to the island. Howard Nutlick, that's another jerk off who was trying to get an invitation to the island. Of course, you know, Republicans, MAGA people. So when you say you read the files, you're just saying you read the files. There are 3 million files, you fucking stupid asshole. You're telling me you read them? You read 3 million files in 48 hours, did you? Is that right? Okay. You morons assumed Elon was a Democrat. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You guys, is this like when Fox News convinces you of this shit? I always bring up the Sydney Sweeney commercial. I remember months ago, they were on every fucking day talking about, oh my God, the liberals are losing their minds. Their hair is on fire about the Sydney Sweeney commercial. Meanwhile, all of us were like, thank fucking God they finally put a hot chick back in a commercial. Nobody, no liberal podcaster I listened to complained one bit, but they convince you of this stuff and then you just say it. You have the smartest man in the room. He can read 3 million files in 48 hours, the Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah. When he says I read the file. No, listen, even me, you know, the shit I'm looking for is about the leader of the free world. It seems important to me. So when I go to the DOJ.gov, all you got to do is go to the Epstein Library. and then in the search, you could put in whoever you're looking for. You could put in Bill Clinton, you could put in Donald Trump, you could put in Bill Gates, and then you'll see all the areas of the files where there is something referring to them or something that has to do with them. And again, Trump is literally mentioned in the Epstein files more than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible. That's a fact. Yeah, I know, Sunshine. They get really pissed off, man. He can read 8 million in 48 hours. Don't undersell him. My bad. No one cares about the names unless they are effing kids, you stupid ass. What? So you're saying nobody cares who's a pedo unless they're a pedo also? Is that what you're telling me? Are you saying that you don't care who's in the files because you're not a pedo? Is that what you're saying? No, Biden wasn't. Biden's not mentioned, and Obama's not mentioned in the files either. I mean, not for anything nefarious or any accusations, nothing of the sort. What the fuck are they saying? What are these guys saying? What? See, because I knew about this stuff when I was a teenager and you're a grown adult. I don't even Green Hill, a radio, whatever the fuck your word is, your name is. I have no idea what you're talking about. When you put vague comments in there, like I because I knew this stuff when I was a teen, you knew what stuff? I've talked about 50 million different things since I started this live. How in the fuck, unless you're specific, like a person who, actually understands how to communicate with others, how the fuck would I know what you're talking about? Sure, Dawn Snyder, but you do. One of the dumbest people in America. Sure. Have they mentioned Hunter Biden yet? No, but they mentioned Trump 5,000 fucking times. Yeah, JG, but do as you feel, my friend. Well, wait, Biden has to be in the files. That's what you want, right? I know. But unfortunately for you, there's just nothing in there about him. I'm not saying he was never mentioned. He was probably mentioned, just like Trump. I said in the beginning of the show, he's in there 5,000 something times, but 98% of that is just articles that cited his name. And, at one point they're having a conversation about one of his lawyers. So his name comes up, him being president. But the other 2% is the wildest accusations you've ever fucking heard in your life. Okay. And guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it very, very much. Very, very much. It's very important that you do so. And don't be afraid to send a super chat. Why not contribute? There's 880, now 899 people. Don't you want to support the good work I'm doing? All right. All right. I'm going to go to the next page. Oh, shit. Complainant reported his ex-girlfriend's daughters were victims of Epstein and one was murdered. While working as a limousine driver, complainant recalled picking up Donald Trump in 1995 to take him to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. During that ride, complainant recalled some of the things Trump spoke about on his cell phone were very concerning and described being a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the medium and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying. Complainant noted Trump repeatedly stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone. One of the complainant's ex-girlfriends told complainant Trump raped her, as did Epstein. Caller is talking about crimes committed against her. She claims to be a prisoner. She references Lisa Marie Presley, the British royal family, President Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein. Complainant following up after a call with NYPD officer regarding her previous tip, reporting that she was forced to perform sex acts when she was 13 years old and pregnant in 1984. Complainant also reported there were high-profile individuals involved in her sex trafficking and the murder and disposal of her newborn daughter. Complainant reported Donald Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform sex acts with him and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn child. Guys, it's in the files. I'm not making it up. It's in the files. See? By the way, these documents were fucking deleted from DOJ.gov the day it was either later in the night when on the day that they were posted or the next day, something like that. But I went to look for them And at first I saw a little like summary of it, but when I went to go to the actual document, it said page can't be found. So then I searched around online and I found them because people did already take screenshots of them and shit. Do you do realize they cannot be fact checked? Yeah, they can't be. Why not? And since when do you care about fact checking? You guys hate that. Remember, Joseph Kuhn, you're a fucking dope. I don't think you understand what misinformation is. My show here says Trump is all over the Epstein files, and Trump is all over the Epstein files. Also, what I'm reading is straight out of the Epstein files. So you're such a butthurt bitch. You're like, I don't want to believe it. Misinformation. I'm reporting him. Report me. Blow me. Who gives a fuck about you? I get struck every show. Nobody does any, or YouTube doesn't do anything. They don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. Let me see. Caller was taken by boat to Epstein's Island. Caller said it was complicated and involved Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Caller became a school counselor and had a meeting with the school principal, Linda Kitts, and a police officer where the caller was informed there was pictures of herself. All right, now where's the other part of this? Oh, with Epstein. Caller reported the school was mad at her for not being a Trump person and that the school wanted her to testify and say things against Andrew Cuomo. The FBI and Donald Trump were on the phone during the meeting. Caller believes the FBI has baby pictures of her with Epstein. Caller reported that in 1987, a friend, victim one, was out drinking and ended up at Trump Plaza. Victim one saw Donald Trump and wanted to meet him. An unknown man approached her and offered to introduce her to Trump. The unknown man gave victim one a drink, and victim one woke up naked, naked and sore with $300 on the bed. Victim one didn't remember how she got to the room. She remembered seeing a flash of Trump's face. Victim one called the caller and told her she thought she had been raped. Victim one did not go to the hospital to have a grape kit performed because she didn't think anyone would believe her, especially because she was drunk. Victim one's husband's business had problems with suppliers, and victim one believed Trump was behind it. Victim one also started dating a lawyer, identifiers unknown, who was married. Victim one had a fight with her lawyer boyfriend and went to a bar. Victim one left the bar with a man who no one in the bar recognized but seemed familiar with victim one. Victim one was never seen again. A few years ago, remains were discovered that matched the description of what victim one was wearing when she went missing. In 2004 or 2005, Sir Ivan Wiltzig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door at the party. A caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years old, or 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette was the madam. A couple of years later, caller saw Colette at the Cheetah Club in New York, and she told one of Santos' friends that Jamie Foxx was interested in spending a night with her and he could pay a lot of money. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago. This is important. Called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vulva and vaginas by entering a finger and rating the child on tightness. The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr. Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present. But I know, I don't even have to look at the chat to know. You're all saying fake news. It's bullshit. It's unsubstantiated. It's unverified. I know, because you just refuse to believe it. It doesn't matter. If I showed you a video of that exact thing happening, you'd say, don't believe it. Because there's no line Trump can cross. You guys will defend him no matter what. No matter what. Even if you believed 100% he's a pedo, you'd still defend him. Post the site. DOJ.gov. I don't think you guys are getting this. This hasn't been reported. Like, it's not the news. It's the Department of Justice.gov. Let me explain. The Department of Justice has the Epstein files. They're the ones that released what I'm reading right now. So in order to find it, you don't go to the New York Times or the Washington Post or Huffington Post or fucking any of these. You go to DOJ.gov, DOJ.gov. And then you look up the Epstein library and then you search Trump's name and you'll see all this shit. Well, except they fucking deleted that now, but I'm assuming they're going to be forced to put that back up. So is the witness reliable? I don't know, Garrett Miller. I don't know, but I know that I know enough about Trump to form my own opinion. And my opinion is that he most definitely committed these crimes. And I base that on a lot of shit, not just my opinion or my bias. You know, you guys say he's innocent just because you go on vibes. Or you think, you know, I don't know. You think your feelings are more important than facts. You ignore all the shit that this guy's done in his past, all the accusations, being found civilly liable for sexual assault. His wife, Ivana, saying in court filings in 1989 that her husband Donald brutally raped her. The 28 credible accusations of sexual assault since the 1970s, including Katie Johnson saying he and Epstein raped her in 1996. All this stuff. The fact that he cheated on all his wives. The fact that he looked at a 10-year-old girl on an escalator and said, I'll be dating her in 10 years. The fact that he's been talking about wanting to fuck his daughter his whole life. So I put all of that information together. This is what you call critical thinking. Instead of just saying, nope, I don't believe it. You take all the information you have about a situation, then you form a hypothesis, an educated guess, okay? And you're allowed to have your opinion. As far as whether this is going anywhere, no. Donald Trump's Department of Justice takes orders from him. They do what he says. Todd Blanche even said there are 3 million more pages that they just won't release. That's against the law that Trump himself was forced to sign, the Epstein Files Transparency Act. But they're not releasing 3 million files that are left over. And of course, Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie are going to go ape shit. They've already spoken about that. I heard Ro Khanna talking about it today. They're going to fight to get those files. But it's simply because I can only imagine, by the way, what's in there. If we already saw the shit they released and this is in it. Statutes of limitations are probably up. Who knows? I don't know if anybody's going to get busted or go to jail. But obviously, Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and the people that would be responsible for prosecuting him do what he says and only what he says. He put out a Truth Social post months ago that said, and by the way, this was supposed to be a private message to Pam Bondi, but he's a fucking moron. So he put this on Truth Social by accident. Hey, Pam. My enemies, nothing's happening. Nobody's getting indicted. You're making me look like a fool. We look weak. Something must be done. James Comey, John Bolton, Letitia James. Within 5 days, Letitia James got indicted. James Comey got indicted. And John Bolton got raided. So this is not like any other situation. Like in Biden's Department of Justice, Merrick Garland prosecuted and convicted Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's own son. That would not happen in this situation. So if nothing ever comes of this more than the accusations we've read, well, everybody gets to come to their own opinion. The thing is this, my opinion is informed and yours is uninformed. You guys didn't even know any of this stuff was in the files, which tells me you didn't even look at any of the files. So now you just keep moving the goalpost. The show started with, he's not in the files. But he is. Oh, but he's not accused of anything. But he is. Oh, yeah, well, read it. And then I read it. Yeah. Well, is it verified or is it unsubstantiated or is there proof? And you'll just keep moving the goalpost. You'll keep moving the goalpost. That's what you do. Kelly Erickson, 45.85, $5. I can't wait for the midterms. How do you think things will play out post midterms? How long to wait for the dishonoring of our country to end? Kelly, they're doing everything in their power, the Republicans, to cheat in the midterms. But if in any way, shape, or form it winds up being legit, yeah, we'll have a Democratic House and Senate after the midterms, no doubt about it. And Trump will probably cause another riot to try to, get those elections overturned. Yes, he does, Roscoe. He literally does have a history of being accused of forcing fingers in people. He he got found civilly liable for doing that exact thing to E. Jean Carroll. And somebody asked what the page is. Watch this. What is the file number for the file? Wait, this is gonna be a little redundant. What is the number of the file in the Epstein files about Trump measuring vulvas that was deleted from DOJ.gov? Based on the reports of the Epstein files released on January 30th, 2026, the specific file claiming the alleged sexual abuse claims against Donald Trump that were briefly removed from the DOJ set is identified as a photograph and accompanying notes, which were part of the roughly 16 files removed from the latest data set 10 of the Epstein files repository. File identifier. The file, which was later restored, it's back, was identified in reports and social media documentation, such as on Reddit, with the file name EFTA 01660679.pdf. So there you go. That's the file number. There you go. They think they're slick. What page number? You think I'm just going to have nothing to say? I know what I'm talking about here, guys. I do. Not one. Wait a minute. What did that guy say up there? Hold on. I found somebody else in denial. Not one did he ever say he'd fuck his daughter, you sick. Actually say the words, I want to fuck my daughter. This is what he did. So on The View, him and Ivanka were asked questions. Ivanka was asked, what are two things you have in common with your father? And she said real estate and golf. Then they said, Donald, what are two things you have in common with your daughter? And he said, I was going to say sex, but I can't really relate that. Now, you just said sex. Why would you say that? My daughter's 25 years old. Anybody ever ask me what I have in common with her? There's a whole bunch of things I can name. And guess what wouldn't be one of them? Sex. Okay? That's something a pervert says. He was also on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous or something with Robert Leach. And he said he was speculating about how big Tiffany's titties were going to be. And she was 4 years old at the time. He was also comparing her legs to her mother's, Marla Maples. Okay. He said on Howard Stern said, can I call your daughter a piece of ass? He said, yes. And he said, she's always been very voluptuous, which means curvy and attractive. He also said on The View, my daughter has a beautiful figure. I've said that if she wasn't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. Again, something no father says unless they're a perverted, sick fuck who probably wanted to fuck their daughter forever. And that's not the only stuff. There's more. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. And don't care. I'll just tell you before, get it out of the way before you guys start screaming fraud. It's a compilation put together by the Young Turks. I don't even like the Young Turks. And I don't expect you, because you guys will do anything you can to discredit a source. Let me make this clear. The Young Turks is not the source. They're the ones that put the compilation together. The main source is Donald Trump. You hear him with his own words. You see him with your own eyes. There's a couple of news clips and stuff, but all you got to focus on is what Trump is saying. Watch when Trump says, you see her, I'll be dating her in 10 years. And he's talking about a 10-year-old girl. And you could hear the 10-year-old girl go, ew. Listen.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
Yeah. She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stand there with no sweat.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Now, here's the thing. Reaper BB, we'll go with him first. LMAO, where stitched together can't be any more fake. LMAO, his voice tones change and AI fakes. Yeah, that's because he's on different shows, you stupid motherfucker. And none of that. I swear on my life, on everything I love, every clip where you heard Trump talking or you saw him talking, I've seen the entire clip. You could look up any of those on YouTube right now. Look up Trump, Robin Leach talking about Tiffany. Look it up. Look up Trump on Howard Stern. You'll find those clips. That none of them are AI. These are things from years ago. There's people in this chat who I bet you could tell you they were listening to Howard Stern when this shit happened live. I'm one of them. So this is none of it's AI, none of it's fakes. That compilation is from years ago. Okay. You'll do anything you can to discredit it. Again, you don't try to defend the guy. You just try to act like it's bullshit. And it's not. It's not. It's all true. That Entertainment Tonight clip, look it up, YouTube, Entertainment Tonight, because that's where that came from. In 1992, Donald Trump did an interview on Entertainment Tonight, and he was standing there at an escalator, and there was a bunch of little girls, and he pointed to one in the pink jacket and said, you see her? I'll be dating her in 10 years. The whole video is up on YouTube. All of those video clips, you could find the full thing in context. They're not taken out of context in that. It's called a compilation. Oh, God. Today's liberals are sick in the head. Us. Yeah, you're right. We're crazy, man. We're batshit crazy. We want people to have like free health care and like kids to have free school lunches, stuff like that. We're out of our fucking minds. You're right. We should all be killed. No doubt. What are you talking about, you stupid fuck? Fucking AI that is going to destroy humanity. And any of those clips, by the way, that you want to see, I'll look them up right now and I'll play them for you. Any of the things you saw in that video, if you want to see the full clip of it, I'll do my best to find it right now and play it. Biden was the chomo. Well, unfortunately for you, according to the Epstein files, Biden wasn't accused of anything. Although Trump was. And believe me, if Biden was, oh my God, that's the first thing they would have released. Obama isn't even mentioned in the Epstein files. Ah, oh, guys, I'm sorry. Unfortunate for you, right? Yeah, it's all Trump. Love your show, but these lip-tards can't stand the thought that they drank the Trump Kool-Aid. Lip-tards? Well, thank you for the compliment, but I'm assuming you're talking about the MAGA people, right? The only people defending Trump in chat have to be bots, trolls, or have an intellectual disability. Well, if any of them are real, they obviously have an intellectual disability. They're fucking MAGA people. The only people, I read that one. You MAGAs defending despicable accused pedos are just as bad in the world's eyes. Yeah, you're no different. I mean, you guys are despicable people. You defend this shit. Everything I just showed you is real. And you won't even admit it to yourself. You won't even acknowledge it. You have to convince yourself it's fake because what I just showed you is pretty much irrefutable. We're not in a court of law. Okay? Nothing has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. There's not 12 jurors here. Everybody can form their opinion. And anybody who's not biased, who's not seeing Trump through rose-colored glasses, just those things they saw there, they would say, oh, that's not good. That is not good. They would, but you guys, nah. Nope. You just say, hold on, God damn. You just say, I don't believe it. Juan Cologne, $1 for you, little bitch. Here's $1. You bum. You're a bitch too, Juan. Thank you for the $1. Probably alive still. Israel intelligence operation. They say, I don't know about all that. I agree. Trump has big issues. I want Vance instead. Well, listen, I think Vance would be a nightmare, but anybody would be better than Trump. I'll give you that. Anybody. Trump. Here's the thing about Trump. I'll give you, even with Vance, and I'm not a defender of Vance, but I'm just making a point that even he would be better. If you look at Trump debating Kamala, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I tell you guys this every show and you don't believe me, but Trump is not intelligent in any way, shape, or form. Trump doesn't know anything. This is his second term as president. And when they asked him a few months back what the Declaration of Independence meant to him, he had no idea what it was. I'm not bullshitting you. He did not know what the Declaration of Independence was. His advisors in his first term leaked that when they would sit in meetings with him and try to explain the Constitution to him, he would fall asleep. He doesn't know anything. That's why Kamala mollywopped his ass in that fucking debate. She had him yelling about the cats and the dogs, which, by the way, you ever notice all that stuff about the Haitians eating the cats and dogs? You ever notice that once he was elected, never heard about it again? It's because it was bullshit. It was just to get your vote. It was just to get your vote. Gemini, my buddy. $4.99. Trump himself ran as a Republican because he said Republicans are stupid enough to vote for him. Thank you, Gemini, for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Gemini here is an awesome person, and she does a lot of work with trying to. How would you describe it, Gemini? If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But let's just say that I do addiction recovery shows sometimes, and Gemini is big into that. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And she's done a lot of work to make sure that people can get free Narcan and stuff like that. And she's a really good person. And yes, you guys can go to nextdistro.org and get free Narcan, by the way. You can. Mason Anderson, $2. The maggots are just too deep in the doublethink. They're nuts. They're nuts. Gemini, this is in fact a lie. What is? Tell me what's a lie. This is what we'll do. You guys actually try to tell me what's a lie, and then I'll prove to you that it's not. It's as simple as that. Instead of just saying it's a lie or you're lying or making some vague statement in the chat, tell me what is a lie, and I will tell you, I will show you that it's not. I'm now a lobbyist to help for addicts and getting Narcan distribution sales. Yes, she is. And she lost a friend on here, and that's part of the reason. Yep. How or why should I trust anything from them? Done is done. I'm not sure who you're speaking of. Fucking idiots and their TDS MAGA sound like children. Label, I know. Isn't it amazing, man? That no matter how many shows we do, and I've tried, guys, if you look back through the shows, I've tried to talk about different things. I mean, I go hard with the Epstein files because I think it's the most important issue in the world right now. But I've tried to bring up specific topics so we could just talk about, a specific thing that's going on or something. It always devolves into the same shit. The same people. You see how in the beginning of this show, people were just coming into the chat and saying things that had nothing to do with what we were even talking about. It's almost like they're programmed robots, isn't it? It's like they see a chat where somebody's bad mouthing Trump and they're like, well, why don't you take the illegals in then? Why don't you let them move in with you? It's like, whoa, what the fuck? We weren't even talking about that. You know what I mean? It's like, how about Biden showering with his daughter? What? We didn't even get the show started yet. What are you talking about? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so funny. They just bring up random things. Bizarre. It's bizarre. When Trump falls asleep at meetings, he will say it's Biden's fault. Oh, of course. And he does that constantly now. The other day, it was so funny. He did a cabinet meeting and he had to shut it down early because he knew he was going to fall asleep. And he basically said as much. You know what I mean? He knew he was going to fall asleep again. Such an incredibly brainwashed group. It's amazing, man. I mean, they truly, it's like I've never met people in my life that have zero critical thinking skills. They have zero critical thinking skills. Everything is black and white to them. It's either this or it's that. There's no in between. There's no gray area. You see it all the time. It's like when they say, say we're talking about ICE. They'll say, yeah, well, Obama deported people too. Yeah, no shit. But because Obama deported people and Trump is deporting people, it does not mean they did it the same way. It's not the same thing. Barack Obama deported about 5.2 million people in 8 years. Okay. 92% of the people he deported were criminals. Donald Trump has deported 1 million, something like that now. 5% of them are criminals. 5% of the people he deported. And Obama did not have ICE knocking down old ladies down in the street, pepper spraying trick-or-treaters on Halloween, shooting innocent people in the head in broad fucking daylight. Totally different thing. But it's to them, it's like they both deported people exactly the same. No, it's not. When they say, how come you weren't bitching when Biden was or Obama was deporting people? Because we have no problem with people being deported. It's the way you're going about it. You know what I mean? And when you're doing shit like when you told everybody we're only going to get rid of the criminals, and then you're raiding farms and you're locking immigrants up that have been in this country for years. They work for cheap labor on a farm. They go home. They try to take care of their family. That's it. It's absurd. It's ridiculous what's going on. It is. And also, hold on. Ordinance, I'll just say $4.99. I heard someone make a great comment about it. ICE, I like it. I love it. But when there's too much of it, I don't like it as much. I felt that. Is that right? That's brilliant. Thank you for the $4.99. Oh shit. Yeah, listen, man. It's these guys, the problem is with a lot of these guys. Hold on. What am I getting here? This is one. Hold on. Juan, $1 for why block me, bum. Here's a one. I didn't block you, bro. If you got blocked, I'll unblock you. I didn't block you. I don't know who did, but I didn't. $1 for you regurgitate the same shit TDS. Well, but you see it, Juan. It's not my preference. It's not what I want to do. There's other things I know. It's that the shows start and the chats go exactly the same. It's you guys regurgitating the same shit. I respond to the chat, Juan. You understand? $1 donation for your dildo, goofies. Okay, thanks, Juan. $1 for it's the way you go. You're going about deportation. Who? We're not deporting anybody. It's your guy. What do you mean? Obama did the same thing, you stupid motherfucker. No, he didn't. He did not. You see what I mean, guys? I just explained it. They still say the same thing. It's almost like they're completely incapable of learning. You ever notice that? No, it's not the same. Obama did not do the same thing. I'll say it again one more time, and you won't hear me this time either. Obama deported 5.2 million illegal aliens in his 8 years in office. 92% of them were criminals. Donald Trump has deported about 1 million, something like that now, and 5% of them have been criminals. Also, ICE was never this out of control because, they weren't allowed to be. Under regular administrations, ICE is not free to do what they want. They're not hiring pardoned criminals and people that were busted for fucking trying to lure little girls into a van with candy and all this crazy shit. The people they have on ICE right now. Pardoned January 6th rioters. They even fucking lowered the training requirements. It used to be 6 weeks of training. Now it's 4 weeks. They're not doing the same firearm training they were doing. It's insane. They're just hiring anybody. Some journalist did it. I forget the whole story, so I don't want to say it and be wrong, but she applied somehow and made it clear on the application. She's not qualified to be an ICE agent. And she doesn't even want to be. And they called her back without an interview and told her she was hired. She just had to do her training and stuff. This is real shit. Imagine that. Donald Trump is a fuck up. His whole administration are full of fuck ups. Look what we've had to deal with so far. Tom Homan took a $50,000 bribe. Of course, Trump's Department of Justice investigated and found no wrongdoing. Of course. Pete Hegseth is leaking war plans in on stupid apps kids use, and he's telling his wife secret war plans. He added a journalist to a conversation right before a strike, and he talked about it. I mean, the biggest fuck ups on planet Earth. You got Linda McMahon. Oh, by the way, Donald Trump has been accused of sexual assault. Pete Hegseth has been accused of sexual assault. Linda McMahon was a huge part of an enormous fucking child sex scandal within the WWE. Okay, and so many of them. They've all been accused of SA. Didn't he want Matt Gaetz to be the attorney general? Another pedophile. It's unbelievable, right? It's actually not if you know who Trump is and you take the blinders off. You know, it's amazing. I mean, the most crooked administration and an administration full of the dumbest fuck ups on planet Earth. Truly the dumbest fuck ups on planet Earth. $1 for Obama. Chat GPT says 50%. Are you saying violent criminals or just criminals? Because I just said criminals. As far as criminals, I don't know the violent criminals percentage. Let me see. You're acting stupid now, just like a fucking liberal would do, because Trump is doing exactly what Obama did and you had no problem with it. Okay, again, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Guys, should I just move on? Why do I bother trying to? I just told them the differences. They're just going to keep saying that. Should I just move on? You're a pretty good liar. Sure I am. No, Donald Trump. Well, actually, he's not a good liar. He's just the biggest liar in the history of the presidency. He literally lied 30,000 times, 30,000 verifiable false claims and false and misleading claims in 4 years. So, yeah. Trump is a violent criminal. He's at least a criminal. Well, he's a rapist. So, yeah, he's a violent criminal. Please move on. Who in the hell compares Obama to Trump? Ridiculous. Because you got to remember, they're all on his dick, just like Trump is. Trump would blow Obama if he gave him the chance. You know he would. That's why he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize. He just wants anything Obama got. And how about that? How about that little fiasco? This guy takes a participation trophy. You fucking clowns for decades now. Fucking participation trophies. You fucking whine and bitch and moan like babies. And then you see Donald Trump take. There's nothing that could be considered a bigger participation trophy in this world. He literally accepted somebody else's Nobel Peace Prize, which is hilarious because you can't even transfer the Nobel Peace Prize. So it's still hers. He has possession of it because he couldn't get his own. He accepted somebody else's. And by the way, he made it clear that if she wants his support, as far as her leading the country and all that, and if she wants his support in what she's trying to accomplish, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He said it. They asked him that on the news. Would you support Machado, whatever the fuck her name is, if she gave you the Nobel Peace Prize? And he said, well, there's a good chance I would. It's more likely that I would than I wouldn't. Something like that. I mean, what? Oh, you're so fucking pathetic. Oh, my God. Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize for being a black president. Hey, whatever he got it for, he got it. Right? It's his. Belongs to him. Whether you think it's for nothing, whether you think he deserved it, he got a Nobel Peace Prize. It's his. It belongs to him. And he didn't go around asking for it. They just gave it to him. Okay? Trump is like anybody he can get to say he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. He sucks Netanyahu off on a daily basis. Putin owns his ass. Oh my God. The weakest man we've ever had as president, the softest little beta bitch in the world. This punk motherfucker had to call Putin months ago and ask if it was okay to give Ukraine Tomahawks. And Ukraine never got their Tomahawks. So I guess that means Putin told him no. This is a strong man to you guys because you're all weak. Give Trump a gift, he will give you a prize. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't sign up for that shit. We did our taxes. I didn't sign up for no Trump account. Fuck that. You hate Jews? No, not at all. No. You guys mistake not supporting genocide for being anti-Semitic. You guys are anti-Semitic. We just don't support genocide. You guys are the ones that support people like Steve Bannon and Elon Musk throwing up the whole Hitler thing and all that. So when we say we don't support Israel committing genocide, you just bullshit as always. Oh, so you're anti-Semitic. You don't like Jews. No, not at all. Not at all. Obama is a hyperachiever, well deserving of the Nobel. Of course. There's another funny thing is that the left refuses to talk about any of the periphery stuff like Podesta files, only focusing on Trump virtue signaling the moral high ground. Oh, okay. So in other words, what you're saying is we should halt talking about the current president and leader of the free world. And instead, we should talk about people who haven't held any position of power for, I don't know, what are we going on? 10 years? That's what you're saying? Yeah, we should be talking about John Podesta and not Donald Trump, because that's definitely a more pressing issue. I want you to think about what you just said and tell me if you realize how stupid it sounds. I'm curious. He's like, the problem is with the leftists is they're talking about the leader of the free world all the time, and they're not worried about, the Super Bowl. It's like, what the fuck? What? They're not talking about, what it takes to change a transmission. Like, what the fuck is going on in your brain? There's no longer an age limit to join ICE. That is very problematic. None? There has to be something. You can't be like 15 and join it, can you? I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Ring boy abuse lawsuit, head of Department of Education, Linda McMahon, case active in courts. Yeah, head of Department of Education with no experience in education. She doesn't have a degree in elementary education, any type of education. She knows nothing. But she gave him $2 million, I believe, and boom, she got a position. I said before he won the election, if he wins, he's going to fill his cabinet with reality TV show hosts, people that paid him, gave him big donations, and what was the other thing? Fuck. Oh, and anybody who endorsed him and whose endorsement he saw as important. RFK, for example. That's another thing. RFK, Health and Human Services. The conspiracy theorist who still says that a certain, something causes autism, even though it's been scientifically proven that it doesn't. And it was proven years and years ago. The guy that's caused deaths because of measles outbreaks because of his horse shit and all that. There's people dying of measles in the U.S. right now because of RFK. I mean, Jesus Christ. And you guys are so fucking stupid. You're like, yeah, man, fucking RFK. He's the guy. The guy was a lawyer. Why is he the head of Health and Human Services? Shut the fuck up, Robert. No other president has done what? What, Neil? It's going to be something stupid. I know it is. Buck, you're the one that looks stupid. Did you just call me Buck? Did you mistake me for your boyfriend or what was that about? Buck? I told you science and facts escaped the entire administration completely. And Gemini, we could talk about some other things too, like the drug shit. He cut funding for free Narcan. I mean, the guy cut funding for something that saves people's lives, that instantly takes them out of an overdose. The guy tried to convince the whole country that, if not the whole world, that he bombed a bunch of Venezuelan fishing boats who could have never possibly made it to America. Okay. He convinced them that those boats were filled with drugs, even though to this day, there is no proof any of those boats had drugs on them. They were blown up. There's no proof of that whatsoever. Plus, he talks about fentanyl, and approximately 1% of all the fentanyl that comes into the U.S. comes from Venezuela. Okay. But he pardoned the former president of Honduras, who trafficked 500 tons of cocaine into our country and got sentenced to 45 years in 2024. And when asked why, he said, I don't know. I heard it was a Biden witch hunt or something. This is our president. It's a fucking nightmare. I swear to God, it's a nightmare. It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. Not even that much less than 1%. Yeah, it's around there. Yeah, Exactly. I mean, it's Juan Cologne. Only betas talk about their enemy daily. $1. Juan is a ball breaker. That's why I'm letting this slide. I couldn't give a shit about your $1 cash apps, bro. You don't have to send me nothing. But I guess he's blocked, so he feels like this is the way. He's deciding to comment. For remember, Obama said Trump nev president. Oh, yeah, so what? He was wrong. Well, you know why? I said Trump would never be elected to a second term. And I was wrong, too. You know why Obama said what he said and I said what I said, and half this country never believed Trump would be president the first time, no less the second time? Here's the thing. When you're a thinking person and you're somewhat intelligent, even relatively intelligent, it is impossible to convince you that the rest of the people in this country are so unbelievably stupid that they would elect this man. This guy is good for no one but the richest people in this country. No one. He's not doing anything to help working people, guys. He's only doing things to hurt you. You know? And I don't know. I mean, still, you know, if he ran a third time, I'd say no way. No, they've learned their lesson. They've learned, because after the first time, I said, Jesus Christ, the way he mishandled COVID, didn't know who would ever elect him again. The guy destroyed the entire country. 1 million people died. Fucking the grocery shelves were bare. We couldn't get food. He left us with a 6.6% unemployment rate. He lost 2.5 million jobs. Only the second president in history to do that since Herbert Hoover. That's, I mean, what the fuck? And they voted for him again. And now it's every day a new scandal, every day a new scandal. And you guys love it. You don't get tired of it. And Juan, I make fun of Juan regularly because Juan is named Juan and he's a Trump supporter. So if that doesn't tell you he's confused and unbelievably stupid, I don't know what does, because I use this example a lot. It's like a chicken voting for Popeyes, you know? Let me see. Let me pick the guy who hates me the most because of my skin color, and I'll vote for him. Yeah, good job, Juan. You're killing it. H ordinance, I don't know. $4.99 comedy fact: administering Narcan will give you one of 3 reactions: confused, violent, or violently sick. Ask me how I know. Well, believe me, I know too, simply because you might know for different reasons. Thank you for the $4.99, by the way. But I used to work at a factory, and I went outside one day to smoke a cigarette, and I saw this guy completely hunched over in his car. I thought he was fucking dead. Foam coming out of his mouth. And I knocked on the window, nothing. I opened the door. He just fell out of the car. So I went and got my supervisor, and they called the cops and the ambulance, and they hit him with Narcan. And he shot up like a bolt of lightning. He went from a complete OD to it was all sucked right out of him. You go into instant withdrawal with that shit. And he was flipping the fuck out. He was swinging at cops. He was losing his fucking mind. They don't like Narcan. They don't. Trump made America great again, you stupid fucker. All right, Wyatt, tell me how. I'm curious. And guys, do me a favor. This is very important. Please hit the like button. You know why? Usually I just ask you to hit it. But in the beginning of this show, some fucktards wanted to point out that I only had so many likes, and that's crazy. So you only got X amount of likes. That's crazy. So if you want to show MAGA that they all suck and you want to tell them to go fuck themselves without saying a word, please hit the like button and subscribe also. Now, this dope said, can't run again, you dickhead. No shit. I said if there was any way Trump could run for a third term, fuckface, which he can't. Of course, you guys are the ones that seem to believe he can all the time. You're saying he's going to be president again. One cologne, $1 for altogether. It's $10. Buy cigarettes, bitch. Thank you, Juan. Oh, shit. Libtards let in 21 million illegals. Trump closed the border more. No, they didn't. Daniel Napper, let me ask you something. Where are you getting the number from? 21 million. What old racist BS? We get tired of what? Are you saying that Trump isn't racist? Let me guess. That's Trump's not racist, and neither is MAGA, right? Yeah, the guy only started his run for president as saying Mexicans are rapists. You know, that's all. Who would think he's racist? I mean, let's see. There's a bunch of holidays where you can get into state parks free of charge, right? Is it state park? National parks, I'm sorry, free of charge. Trump removed 2 of those holidays from that list. What were they again? Oh, yeah, Juneteenth and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yeah, that's not. Why would anybody think he's racist? He left all the other holidays and he replaced the 2 black holidays with Trump Day. Yeah, I wonder why anybody would think he's racist. That's insane. The guy that won't go to the Super Bowl this year because, a Puerto Rican is performing. And last year, after spending $20 million of tax money to go to the Super Bowl, he fucking was last year. What was last year? Was that Kendrick Lamar? Whatever year it was, it was Kendrick Lamar, I think. Yeah. He fucking, he left early. He was up there grilling Kendrick Lamar. He didn't like that there was a black rapper performing. Yeah, who would ever think that? I mean, the guy got sued for by the Nixon Justice Department for refusing to rent to black people. But why would anybody think that's racist? You're a fucking moron. The racist stuff is getting old. No. You guys are just trying to hear it because you're fully aware of how true it is and it pisses you off. Right, Sharon? People are out of their fucking minds. Who cares about the Super Bowl? Well, Donald Trump went to it, fuckface. I didn't sit here and say, oh my God, I'm beating off to the Super Bowl. What do you mean? I acknowledge that Trump went to the Super Bowl. I mentioned that. And then you say, who cares about the Super Bowl? Jesus fucking Christ. These people, what was going on in the world? How in the fuck are we the same species as these people? The left and the right. How's it possible? How is it that half this country is full of relatively intelligent, critical thinkers, and the other half is filled with fucking morons who get their information from social media memes? You're the type of guy to bash everything Trump does. No, wrong. I think I got mixed feelings about it, but I think the First Step Act overall was a good idea. That was Trump. Operation Warp Speed, great idea. Obviously, it turned out to be. And for getting the hostages freed, a couple months ago? That was fantastic. No, I give Trump credit where credit's due. There's just not much credit due. Juneteenth is a holiday. No shit. And Trump removed it. Let me say it again. There's a list of holidays where it's free to get into national parks. It's called the Fee-Free Day. Okay? There's a bunch of holidays on it. 2 of them were removed by Trump. 2 holidays. Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth. Only those 2. And he replaced those 2 with Trump Day. If you don't believe me, why don't you go right ahead and Google it? Bankrupted multiple casinos. I know who does that. Literally free money. The house always wins. How do you fuck up a casino? What am I wrong about, Bruce? Go ahead and tell me. You mad because Trump loves us and you stupid fucker. Okay. No, Trump, I just know better. Trump would never even shake one of your hands in public unless it was for a photo op. He despises you. I want you to think about what you just said and tell me if you realize how stupid your entire movement looks. Again, I have no idea what you're talking about unless you actually be specific, fuckface. Do you understand how stupid you look when you do shit like that? When you don't understand communication and how it's done, something simple like that. It's the most weirdest fucking thing that someone would literally be like, we're going to make this day all about me. That's so pathetic. I know. Where were you? Where ? Were you when Joe Biden was president? Were you making Epstein didn't kill himself memes? No. Why would I have been? I don't understand. You think I'm a retarded conspiracy theorist? That's on the right. That's not on the left. How do you feel about Biden calling young black men super predators? Well, that wasn't Biden. That was Hillary Clinton, first of all, fuckface. Why didn't you look it up? It wasn't even Biden, you jackass. It was Hillary Clinton. Oh, Jesus, fuck. I swear to God, if you were any dumber, I don't even know how you tie your shoes at this point. Gemini, 44, $4.99. How many of you get paid to take your meds? Trump says med prices cut 300%. He goes as far as 1,500%. And they believe that too. Oh my God. It was Hillary Clinton, guys, that called them super predators. Biden was racist in the 90s. And your proof of that is what? The crime bill? Okay. So in your opinion, that crime bill was meant only to lock up black people. Okay. And by the way, if you were to ask me, is Biden racist? Probably. He's 900 years old and he's white. I wouldn't doubt it. I'd be more surprised if he wasn't. But again, this is where you guys go wrong with the whataboutism. I show you all kinds of evidence Trump's a pedo. I read you stuff from the Epstein files. And then you say, but Biden was a pedo, which let's just say he was. He's not that we know of, but let's just say he was. What the fuck does that have to do with Trump being a pedo? Is your way of thinking that, well, if this guy was a pedo, who cares if this guy's a pedo? Is that what it is? Biden was racist in the 90s. Let's say he was. That makes Trump's racism better. Okay, gotcha. It was not both, Neil. You can look it up. It was Hillary Clinton. It was Hillary Clinton. And you used to say Hillary Clinton when it was her running. Then when it became Biden, you just changed it and said it was Biden that said it. In fact, it wasn't. You could Google it, Grok it, Chat GPT that shit right now, and it'll tell you it was Hillary Clinton that said that. Debo, you're not kidding. And the shit they've done to people is disgusting. These are the same people that terrorized the parents who lost children in Sandy Hook because they listen to Alex Jones, who just, plays them like a fiddle. You know what I mean? Alex Jones isn't even as crazy as he comes off. It's all an act. He said in court it was all an act. He's playing a character. He said that in court. Okay? You guys take him seriously. And this fucking asshole, that piece of shit that he is, had you fucking idiots terrorizing the parents of Sandy Hook. I mean, God almighty, there's not a place hot enough in hell for you guys. I swear to God, there's really not. All right, guys, listen, it's 12:43. I promised myself I'd be done at 12:30. It's been a fun conversation. I appreciate you guys. Juan, I'll try to unblock you ASAP. I appreciate not all of you, except for MAGA, everybody else. Please hit the like button, guys, and subscribe if you can. It would really mean a lot to me because, that's how you make YouTube channels successful. Oh, wait. Ronaldo Daniels. I'm sorry. I didn't see that somehow. Supporting the show, I feel sorry for America because it's going to be hell to get 47 out of office. He won't leave without a fight. I know. And thank you for the 5, Ronaldo. Did I read all these other ones? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I do like 3 of these a day. So subscribe to the channel. And, listen, I know I'm vulgar. I use a lot of bad language. It's who I am. I'm not an educated guy. I'm a street guy. That's who I am. Trust me, if I could calm myself a little bit and not use that kind of language, I probably could. But this is just how I talk. I have good intentions, as you know. So ignore all that. Just look at the good work I'm doing. And please support me by hitting the like and subscribing. It would mean a hell of a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Peace.